The real estate industry is lagging far behind in digital transformation. Property developers, when they carry out their feasibility studies, are doing it literally on the back of an envelope and at best on Excel sheets. So this is a very manual, iterative, time-consuming and traditional way, which has to keep pace with the current way that things are moving. Vellum helps property developers minimize risk and save time at the early stage of property development by enabling them to carry out rapid feasibility studies to help them reach the maximum value of a building site with greater speed and accuracy. Our solution focuses on three main steps: generate, test, and analyze. So users start by generating designs based on regulations and the customized input, where they can then rapidly test out the different options, and finally they can analyze their business case all in real time. We want to target the very early stage where the ability and even the imperative of being able to impact the cost is much greater. We want to be able to make strategic decisions proactively instead of retrospectively, which reduces a lot of abortive costs. Cities are growing at an exponential rate. By 2050, 2.5 billion more people will be living in cities, 13,000 buildings are going to be constructed daily, and all of these are going to be subject to more and more regulations. And if we want to be able to keep pace with this immense growth, we need to do something very fast.
In the Netherlands alone, there are about 1,000 property development firms. If you would ask about €1,000 per firm, that would make our total market in the Netherlands about 12 million. If you extrapolate that globally, then we're looking at a total addressable market of about 7 billion. So what you see is that a lot of startups have entered the space that we're in. The way that we're different is that we are putting the perspective of the property developer first, which is focused a lot on profitability and risk.
One surprising thing we learned is that property developers are humans too. So basically, coming from the background of an architect who was setting out to solve problems for architects, we realized that property developers also have problems, and this came from interviews with over 40 property developers, where we realized that it was not just about money and square meters and efficiencies, and it was really about carrying out their jobs. And we really wanted to help them do their jobs better in a more efficient way. Quite in a cliched way, actually, how ideas come about. I basically burned 2 weekends going through a revision that the client had already signed off on. The marketing team had basically decided to change their unit sizes, and we had to spend time redrawing and recalculating every single plan. And this was done in a very manual way. So I started looking for ways in which I could do this in a better and quicker way. And as I started doing my research and speaking to other practitioners, I realized that there were very few solutions in the industry. And I thought, why not try to create a solution that could address a problem that not only I was facing, but the rest of my peers.
I was really amazed by how archaic some of these property development processes currently go. And I think there's a major opportunity here to really revolutionize this space. So we're currently onboarding our first launching customers, and our goal for this year is to have 10 clients in total. In 1 year, we'll have our first 20 customers, and we'll already be well on our way of revolutionizing the way this market operates.
We have a software as a service business model, and depending on the duration of the contract, you can get a discount on your total price. This whole operation kind of got started in April, and as of today, July, we're very pleased to tell you that we signed our first paying launching customer, which we're obviously very, very pleased about. Since we have a steady stream within our pipeline, we're fairly confident that we can sign a few more launching customers by September. I think one of the things that surprised me the most actually is not coming from the real estate industry, is how open and receptive the developers are to what we have to offer. Like, most people I talk to are genuinely interested in what we do, want to engage with us and want to see what we can do for them. Pretty much everybody we talk to say, hey, please stay in touch, keep me updated and keep me in the loop on what you're building, because we do see a clear need for this in the future.
As a team, we're very driven to solve this problem because it speaks to two very core values that we all have, and that is not wasting time and making things better. Erik, who's our CTO, has a background in computer graphics, and he spent the last 10 years leading the marketing and product teams in a B2B SaaS company. This means that he's not just a regular coder, because he's very strategic about what to code and when to code, which is critical when it comes to the fast pace that we're working at. And Lennart, who's a natural salesman, he basically has a passion and aptitude for sales, which he carries out in a very rigorous and yet charismatic way. And on my side, I've worked as an architect for over 8 years, so I've been very exposed to the inner workings and the pains and the problems in the industry. As a team passionate about our built environment, if we have a chance to add value and make our built environment better, there is no reason why we should not do that.
When we started with this whole endeavor, the crisis kind of started, and we managed to do everything remote and still kept the morale in the team very high, which I think is a testament to how we work. We communicate on a very clear and open basis, and we clearly like working with each other. So yeah, overall I think it's an amazing team to be a part of.
We are looking for beta launching customers, so we would greatly appreciate introductions to property developers in the Netherlands. And with our beta product launch, we will be getting quite a lot of feedback on the features that we need to incorporate in the product, so we need to increase the capacity of our team. And for that, we would like to speak to investors who are interested in this space. Vellum is really going to revolutionize the way property developers carry out their feasibility assessments. Time, opportunity cost, and even ambiguity are taken out of the equation, where they can rapidly carry out feasibility studies at a pace that they want and as many times as they want. We see Vellum as a way to drastically reduce the time and save costs for feasibility studies, paving the way to create better buildings and cities.